6-year-old son and then twin 4-year-old boys.
Oh, cute.
They're just
Yeah.
bringing it.
Yeah. Yeah, I could imagine. That's okay.
Poor guy doesn't have much of a chance.
No. Yeah, that's what they do. Spread germs. Come in, Sierra. How are you? I'm doing well. Thanks. Is it hot in here to you guys? Is the temperature okay? Okay. All right, we'll go ahead and get started. So I'm going to be looking at this. Don't mind me looking at this because I've been having some struggles with live streaming. So I want to try to pull it up on here and make sure I have the right camera. Especially so you guys are not right in the view. Oops. Okay, let me run over and check it really quick and make sure it's the right camera. Okay, thank you for your patience, guys. I think we've got it. So any online listeners, welcome as well. We're getting started right now for Sip and Stretch. And as I mentioned today, we're working on lymphatic drainage. We've been practicing a couple of different practices to get to the same end result, the same goal of connecting to our own bodies and to Christ ultimately. So I have a little picture here that shows the lymph flow. If you're familiar with the lymphatic system, it's the flow of especially fluid in your body, like blood. It's made large number of lymphocytes, white blood cells. So it controls a lot of your immune system and how you feel. Your fatigue can be controlled by your lymphatic system. And so there's certain directions that you can massage your body or practice tapping, as we practiced before, to stimulate your lymphatic system and stimulate that flow of energy. So that's what we're going to be focusing on today. And of course, yoga is a great way to do that as well. So welcome to Stretch and Sip. We've got our yoga mats here. If you're at home, you will need a yoga mat as well. I welcome you to have a block today as well. We're going to start by standing actually in a mountain pose. So your feet should be about shoulder width apart. And our arms will stay right here at our side to begin, just so we can find our balance and start to ground ourselves in our mat. Like we practiced before, if we can move our feet forward and back, we can step them side to side gently. And just making those gentle movements will start to improve the flow of energy in our bodies, wake up our center of gravity, so that we can ground ourselves here in our mats, to show up and share ourselves as a mean to live authentically. So we're going to be asking ourselves, living authentically, being, what does it mean to be? What does it mean to be our authentic selves? So let's start to wake up our upper bodies as well. We practice those rotator cuffs. So we're going to practice a twisting movement, nice and gentle. A rotator cuff is connecting these muscles between our neck, our shoulders, and our upper back. So a simple twist like this can start to wake up those muscles, help us open our chest, get our chins toward the sky, unhunching our bodies, if you will. We spend a lot of time looking down or bending our necks over in front of us, looking at our phones, working on a computer, sitting at a desk. This is waking up those muscles, starting to engage our spine and our abdomen here as well. I'm just gently tapping from shoulder to shoulder, swinging my arms, letting gravity do the work. This is part of our Qigong practice that we worked on together. These gentle movements, again, increasing the flow of energy through our bodies. Now from here, let's find our center. Now we've woken up our lower and upper bodies. We're going to start to stretch up to the sky and straighten our spines. Imagine them lengthening. We can literally imagine a string pulling us up from the top of our heads or the top of our fingers and lengthening our spine, getting as tall and strong as we can here. Feel free to relax and reset at any time. I want to remind you here to sip and stretch. We're not here to exercise or to make our bodies uncomfortable, especially if we're feeling any pain. We're always welcome to reset. Find a position that's comfortable for you. My goal is simply to show you some different movements that you can practice. And here I want to encourage you to lift your chin and gaze toward your fingertips. Starting to imagine your neck lengthening as well, nice and gentle with your neck. Just imagining our head is growing a little taller. We'll take a deep breath here and exhale to gently release. Let's shake out our shoulders here and take a little tension off of that group of muscles again, that group of tendons. You can make some circles with your elbows to start to open up your chest yet again. Focusing on putting our shoulders up, back, and down. Beautiful. Breathing through it as we go. And asking ourselves, what does it mean to live authentically? So, as a Christian people, to be or live authentically means to connect to the Christ within. So let's come back to that. Let's come back to ourselves with a toe touch. I encourage you to close your eyes here and just let gravity take you down toward your toes. Feel free to bend your knees here, so long as your upper body is just dropping down towards your mat, melting down towards your toes. Your feet should still be about shoulder width apart, pushing into your mat. You can pedal out your feet, moving them forward to back gently to find your center of gravity here. Allowing your shoulders to fully relax, releasing your neck. Just as we practice with our mountain pose, you can imagine now that string is pulling you down toward your toes. Your chest is starting to push down toward your knees. To further fold your body, we're deepening this stretch with each breath. And here we can start to tap our toes gently, give our ankles a squeeze. That tapping again is a great way to increase the flow of energy to whatever spot we're focusing on. Again, we're working on lymphatic drainage today, and massage is a really powerful tool there. So simply tapping or applying a gentle pressure to whatever spot you're thinking about or focusing on can be really crucial. So lymphatic tissue is a specialized type of tissue that's a crucial part of the body's immune system. Again, it can control our immune system. It's related to organs like lymph nodes, spleen. It also controls a lot of our digestive lining, our digestive tract. And so now we're going to come back to our digestive tract or abdomen, you guys. So bend your knees, come on down to a frog pose. Opening up our hips, we can start to shake our feet side to side. Or gently push here at the center of your body to open your hips just gently. Feel free to drop this at any time. We're just going to start to allow our tailbones to fall back nice and gently. And release back to the heels of our feet until we're seated again with our feet out to the front. Again, we're focusing on our abdomen here, so I want you to engage your stomach as you practice that same motion, pushing your chest toward your knees. Again, you can apply a gentle pressure here at your ankles or feet. In a river pose, we're just touching our toes here. Legs are still about shoulder width apart. Our tailbone is still pushing back. Again, we're repeating these same movements. Like I said, a lot of the movements that we practice are all connected. They're all working toward the same result. And so as we're moving through these motions, we're asking ourselves, what is our authentic being? What does it mean for us to be? And so as you're here, again, I encourage you to close your eyes, allowing your head to gently sigh out. Together. Wake up your body and come up, lifting your head toward the ceiling. You open your chest again. You can start to imagine the flow of energy through your body as you come back down to a river. A lot of people call this a river pose because it does emulate the flow of a river. Your energy is moving from your head, through your spine, down through your legs, and back up, cycling up through your body, back down. I urge you to close your eyes here, applying a gentle pressure around your ankles or legs. We'll breathe here a few times. One more time. This time our focus is on the flow of energy. As we truly connect to our body, connect to ourselves, especially here at our center, at our abdomen. So again, something as simple as a movement like this or a breath like this can play a vital role in your immune system, fluid balance, and waste removal. It can help us fight infections, drain excess fluid, filter impurities, and support the absorption of nutrients. So I want to congratulate you guys on taking this time to breathe and stretch, or even squeeze your body, applying that gentle pressure. All of these gentle movements are ways that we can improve these things about our physical health and our emotional health too, to come back to Christ, to really be, to recognize the Christ within us, to nourish it, encouraging ourselves to live authentically as ourselves. So again, we start to wake up our body, lifting up from the top of our head, back up to sitting. Again, opening our shoulders, engaging our abdomen, keeping our tailbone back. We're going to put our palms behind our hips, knees up, so that we can start to open our hips. We've been practicing a lot of hip openers because in a lot of practices, our hips are our center or the portal to our souls in a lot of ways. It's this magical part of us. In lymphatic massage, these areas are called nodes. And so again, our focus right now is on our digestive system, on our stomach. So keep your spine strong to encourage your abs to stay engaged here. As you're gently letting your knees fall side to side, if you're feeling any tightness in your hips especially, you could lean toward one side, let your knees drop and rest there for a moment. Releasing any tension you might have carried through this week or this day. And here we'll continue our breath work, this time with a 2-2-2 breath. We're going to breathe in for 2, hold, and then release for 2. Then we'll repeat. In for 2, hold, and release. Beautiful. Now let's go ahead and move to laying. Our knees are going to stay bent, but gently we're going to allow our body to fall back onto our mat. If you have a block here, you can use a block to help support you as you come down gently. We're going to keep our knees up and start to rotate our hips here. Our knees are not falling all the way to the side, but just our hip bone, just our tailbone is gently moving here in our spot to allow our spine to straighten, to get used to this laying position. We're starting to release some of the tension that we were just carrying here in our abdomen, allowing it to release completely here. You can put your hands on your abdomen here to start to feel the flow of air, especially through it as you breathe. You can practice those breath works, either a 2-2-2 breath or a prayer breath. Gently into your nose and out with a gentle sigh. Now, as we continue our hip openers, you can start to allow your knees to fall, or you can move into a laying butterfly with both knees toward your sides and the bottom of your feet touching gently. Again, allowing gravity to do the work for you. Your body is fully melting here. As I share this verse with you, let us approach with a true heart in full assurance of faith, with our hearts sprinkled clean from an evil conscience and our bodies washed with pure water. Let us hold fast to the confession, our hope without wavering, for he who has promised is faithful. And let us consider how to provoke one another to love and good deeds, not neglecting to meet together as the habit of some, but encouraging one another. That's a really beautiful verse about showing up for yourself and others, being a part of a Christian community. Again, to connect to yourself, others, and ultimately to God. To live authentically for us means to connect to the Christ within, to find that oneness that we all share. So take a breath here. I encourage you to close your eyes or uplift any prayers that you have at this time. And congratulate yourself with a hug by putting your knees together, sipping your legs together, pressing them together at your knees, and then allowing those knees to melt down toward your chest. Your tailbone stays in contact with the mat, but gently you're giving yourself a hug here, holding onto your knees and pushing them down toward your chest. Again, feel free to release and reset at any time. You could draw some circles with your knees here to open your hips, get them used to this position so that you can fully release and melt down into your mat. Considering the love and goodness that you share and the love and goodness that you receive. Showing yourself love right here, right now, by stretching, giving your time for gentle movements as a way of worship. Now we're going to put just one leg down, straighten out just one leg, and allow this knee to come to the opposite side. I'm using my left leg first, so my left knee is coming to my right side. My left hip is up off my mat, and my right hip is holding my weight as I twist into it. So my spine is stretching, my shoulders are staying in contact with my mat, so that my chest stays up. But the left side of my lower body is twisted. Nice and gentle. From here, you can put your left hand on your lower back, gently pushing to encourage your knee to fall toward that side. If you have a block, you could add that underneath your left knee to support your weight as you let your hip open this direction from your lower back. I'm providing some gentle support here with my hand, pushing on my left lower back. And then keeping your hand here, you're going to gently twist back. And you're going to feel how from your upper body back to your lower body, Your foot comes back to where it belongs. Other foot comes up, a couple hip openers here, knees side to side. To regain our center of gravity, finding our balance again, grounding ourselves here. For one more breath before we straighten out now the opposite leg. My left leg is straight, feet towards the front of your mat. Right knee comes down toward your left side. Releasing my right hip, I can gently push my hand here on my right lower back as my left hip stays here. Shoulders stay square with the ceiling. I'm gazing up toward the ceiling so that my upper body stays as straight as possible. Just twisting here my lower body, my lower back especially. So as we started thinking about how we're living authentically and learning from those around us as well, receiving love and goodness, sharing it as well, we're thinking about recognizing when we are secure, knowing His strength is within and around us, and feeling those physical manifestations of putting God first, feeling hope, faith, reminding ourselves to show the same gentleness He shows to us, to ourselves, and to others. So again, gently be gentle with your body as you release from your upper body down to your lower body. My heel comes back to its spot for a few hip openers here. Starting with a big movement and then getting smaller and smaller, so just your tailbone is moving side to side. The key with lymphatic drainage oftentimes is very gentle and small movements, or simply tuning into those areas of your body, those nodes. So something again you can do here is to keep your hands on your abdomen, feeling the flow of breath and the gentle twist of your hips moving side to side. Again, remembering that oftentimes this is considered our center. And an important portal to connect to ourselves. So I hope now you're feeling strong and connected. We're going to practice this strengthening exercise now. We've been practicing strengthening our hips and lower back with some gentle movements. So ensure here that your heels, your feet are about shoulder width apart. Your hands can be wherever is comfortable for you, either on your stomach. I'm going to put mine here on my side, palms down on either side of my hips. And gently from my lower body to my upper body now, one vertebrae of my spine at a time is going to lift off my mat for a simple bridge pose, a modified bridge pose. So that just my tailbone and abdomen are engaged here. My shoulders are staying square. My head is still gazing up toward the ceiling. And my knees are staying strong, about shoulder width apart, over top of my ankles. So I can hold this bridge pose by pushing my tailbone up, engaging those hip muscles, and my abdomen staying strong and long here. Feel free to release, reset at any time. If you have a block, you could set it under your tailbone to imitate that movement without putting too much pressure on your spine. so here we're really strengthening ourselves. I want you as well to imagine strengthening your spirit, your faith here. Not only are we practicing physically strengthening our bodies and stretching, but we're also here to strengthen our spirit and our faith. To have a faith that supersedes doubt and that is a light for us in darkness. Great job, everybody. So from here, we're going to gently reverse what we've done by moving from our upper body down to our lower body to release each vertebrae back down until our hips make contact with our mat. And gently we move right into those hip openers, moving our tailbone side to side again. Beautiful. Take notice of how your shoulders are feeling here as well. Feel free to give them a little shake. They were holding a lot of our weight, our balance. So we're just taking a moment to feel how our muscles react. Notice the ways we feel stronger, and especially notice any discomfort you may feel. Allowing our body to fully release and relax again. As we come down into Savasana, our legs forward, arms to your side, this time palms up toward the ceiling. We're allowing each muscle to fully relax here, from our toes to our hips, to our shoulders, and especially to our minds. We're allowing our minds to really be. And that means all we're doing right now is breathing. None of our muscles are engaged. Our eyes may be closed. And all we're doing here is gently breathing into our nose and sighing out. Beautiful. Allowing ourselves this mindful moment, preparing ourselves to be in every moment. And allowing ourselves the physical feeling of having security in Christ and knowing we are never alone. We could call it so many things. A great word is peace. We're allowing peace to wash over our bodies again, imagining that flow of energy. You could find any node at this point, any portal in your body. This could be between your thumb and your pointer finger. We've practiced that quite a bit. Just a pinch to apply gentle pressure there. We could wiggle our toes. We could put our palms here at our heart, or our stomach. We could practice some gentle EMF, facial tapping, or use our 2 fingertips to draw that 11 shape, making some circles in the center of our forehead. I encourage you just to take a moment to engage with those parts of your own body that may need some extra nourishment today, that you'd like to show some extra attention. And let's silently pray for ourselves together. now let's share a prayer together. Give me a heart that isn't concerned with fitting in or finding validation, but only with doing good. Help me to express myself and live into who you made me to be. Fill me with your acceptance and love that inspires me to be my authentic self. Amen. And so from here, we'll start to wake up our body again. We're going to open our eyes. Again, getting in contact with those certain parts of our bodies, those certain portals that maybe feel important to us today. And from here, we'll put our heels back, feet up toward our hips so that we can twist our hips toward one side. If you have a block to help you here, to come up into a tabletop position, nice and gently, so that your hands and knees are here on your mat. We're going to take a few gentle breaths here, just in a tabletop, knees about shoulder width apart. Same with our hands. Our shoulders stay over our wrist, but not beyond our fingertips. Nice and gentle, take notice of how your spine and especially your tailbone is feeling here. We took a lot of time to open your hips, and maybe it needs a moment to relax, to come up and reverse to this other side. You could certainly push your tailbone back into a child's pose here. You could practice some cat-cows. Just starting to wake up the back of our body again. Still breathing as we come down to lay onto our stomachs now. Nice and gentle. I'm going to rest on my forearms here so that just my upper body is off my mat, but my lower body is completely relaxed, allowing the top of my feet to push down into my mat. My palms stay strong as well. I could spread my fingers here and slowly engage from the bottom of my palm to push up into a cobra pose. My chin up toward the ceiling, chest stays open. Imitating a gentle bend along my back, but noticing if I feel any discomfort or pain. If you do, I encourage you immediately to release and reset. Of course, so that we're not overcompensating with our lower back. Now, nice and gently, one vertebrae at a time, from bottom to top, we're coming back down to our forearms. Fingers outstretched. Still, the top of my feet are pushing down into my mat, completely relaxed. Hips should be totally relaxed here. Allowing our belly to just be. Just for a few breaths, we'll stay here. Get our bodies comfortable with having our chest up in this way. Then again, from the bottom of our palm, we're gently pushing up, allowing our arms to straighten and our heads to gaze up toward the ceiling. Ensuring we're not putting too much pressure here on our lower back, always encouraging ourselves to release and reset. Beautiful. And again, from our stomach up to our shoulders, we're releasing back down to our forearms. And here you can release your upper body by making yourself a pillow with your hands, one over top of another, so that you can fully lay on your stomach here. If that's not comfortable for you, feel free to move to your side or go into a child's pose here. Our goal is to fully relax our upper bodies and to feel comfortable laying here on our fronts now. Again, I encourage you to close your eyes. Continuing our breath, we could do a 2-2-2 breath or a prayer breath, gently breathing into your nose and releasing. A gentle H sound is a great way to encourage all that air to leave your body. Completely releasing our breath. As we consider our security in Christ, knowing we're not alone, and knowing that we can make plans, but always including in our plan an awareness that anything can happen, and preparing ourselves with the knowing that Christ is within us and Christ is around us. I'll start to lift my head. Again, my palms here at either side. I'm going to push up in that same movement, but this time I'm going to start to walk my hands up and push back onto my knees. Again, you could push back into a child's pose here, or you could come into a tabletop. Whatever's comfortable for you, so that you can start to come back up from your mat and reverse your feet. Now the tips of my toes are pushing behind me. And I'm going to push back onto the balls of my feet, allowing my head to fall between my arms for a downward dog pose. Now feel free to bend your knees here, pedal out your feet. To release and reset at any time. As we gently continue to allow our head to fall down toward our mats, our hips to come up high toward the ceiling. The balls of our feet are about shoulder width apart, balancing us here. And our heels are pushing back gently to allow the back of our legs to stretch fully. Imagining that string pulling us up from our hips now to keep our bodies long and strong here. And so again, Christ is within us and around us, and we have comfort in that connection. We have comfort in our connection to our own bodies as well, physically, emotionally, personally. And though our understanding can vary, our oneness starts with a shared reason. A life that honors Christ. So from here, we'll walk the balls of our feet up toward our hands, releasing our palms right into a forward fold. Similarly to how we started, we're allowing our upper body to fully melt towards our mat. Gently applying pressure here to our ankles or feet. And again, considering the oneness that we share. Now from here, my upper body is going to stay very relaxed. While I start to spread my legs just a bit, you could walk them out. For a triangle shape, again, your upper body can stay really relaxed here. And we're going to stretch down first to our center. And then to our side. Now engaging our full spine in a gentle twist. Twisting back to our center. One breath here, and as we exhale, we move, twisting to the other side. Again, feel free to bend your knees here. If you have a block, you could put it to either side, allowing your hands to rest on top to support some of your weight here. And then we'll come back to our center. Before we clasp our hands behind our back, we're just holding our hands gently behind our back here to allow our chest to take all of our weight. Our heads bow a little deeper with each breath. And again, we're imagining that string pulling us up from the back of our hips, keeping our hips high as we lengthen our spines down toward our mats. Beautiful. Now you can incorporate your gentle twist here, twisting from your chest to the left side. Hands still clasped behind your back. Back to your center. And then to the right. Again, feel free to bend your knees or release at any time. Before we come back to our center, hands down, releasing to a tabletop position. Again, we're just coming back down here, taking notice of how our muscles are feeling. We can stretch them gently, cat-cow, allowing our spines to curve as we breathe. We're stretching into a child's pose, tailbones back, fingers toward the front of your mat. Whatever's comfortable for you. To again, starting to release those muscles and ground ourselves to our mats. And so from here, either from your child's pose or your tabletop position, you can start to build a pillow with your hands. Tailbones fall back toward your toes. Again, the top of your feet are melting into your mat. And you're going to allow your upper body to relax as well by laying down here onto your hands. If you have a block, you could add that as well to provide a little extra support. So long as your tailbone is melting down toward your heels and your spine is totally relaxed. Now again, we've talked about our lymphatic system engaging with those certain parts of our bodies to improve the flow of energy within us. We've talked about the security we have in knowing that that energy lives within us, that we share a life force that we choose to fill with goodness and light. We prepare ourselves with a plan that includes room for challenge. We give ourselves grace. and lead with peace, hope, and faith. So let's come back to ourselves here, really allowing our body to fully melt into our mat. As we hear God's word, the man of integrity walks securely, but he who takes crooked paths will be found out. Now faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen. Dear children, let us not love with words or speech, but with actions and in truth. In this way we will know that we belong to the truth, and we will put our minds at rest. And so that's our goal tonight, is to rest our minds, to rest our bodies, and to strengthen our souls, our spirits, and our physical selves to prepare us for God's plan. And remind us of the security we have, knowing that Christ is within and around us. So from here, you can start to gently wake up from the top of your head. Again, pushing my palms up to my butterfly or into my tabletop pose, so that I can start to come back into my frog if you're able. Gently opening my hips in my frog pose, pushing each side of my leg to open my knees before allowing my tailbone to fall back. My palms come to either side of my hips, and my feet come to the front of my mat to come back into my butterfly pose. I'm keeping my hands here behind my back to support my upper body. As again, I come into my butterfly pose and allow my knees to drop to either side. If you have a block, you could put it under your knee. You could straighten out one leg and practice one at a time. Whatever feels comfortable for you. So that you can start to engage your abdomen and your spine. Again, imagining that string lifting you up so that your hands can come here to your knees. And open your chest, shoulders up, back, and down. To fully center yourself in a butterfly pose, your tailbone should be holding a lot of your weight here. Pushing the bottom of your feet together can really help your balance here. Head stay high and strong. We'll forward gently from the top of your head, long spines. You can start to drop your nose down toward your toes. And you can make this stretch as deep or as easy as you prefer. So long as you're pushing the bottom of your feet together and providing some support here to your knees. We're imitating that same motion, allowing our heads to melt down, to bow down toward our mats. Again, at our last service, we talked about how God is greater than what we can understand in this life as human. And so we choose actively to accept this condition. So here our goal is to accept ourselves, to be vulnerable and open to moving our bodies. Now from the top of our head, we're going to come back up into a seated butterfly, shoulders up, back, and down. For straight spines, now we're straightening our legs as well. Feet out to the front as we come back to our river pose. Again, similarly to how we started, we're imitating that same motion of our heads bowing down. Applying a gentle pressure to our legs, ankles, or feet. And imagining that flow of energy, especially that flow of fluid. Our lymphatic system has woken up. Whether you know it or not, these gentle movements have allowed your body to release and renew itself. Our bodies know exactly what to do, and so by engaging in these new physical practices, we're really showing our self-love. And allowing ourselves to be open to receive the goodness and light that our community has to share with us. So I hope you understand that Christ's love is not contractual or definite. It's ever-changing, and therefore an active exploration of ourselves and our environment. And so tonight we came as we are, and we've allowed the transformative nature of life to lead us. We've listened to our bodies and hopefully connected and nourished parts that we may not have considered before. So as you start to lift your head here and open your shoulders, your palms can come back here to your hips. So scooch back down into Savasana as we finish our practice tonight. I encourage you to congratulate yourself for this time you've taken. For coming as you are and allowing life to lead you. Always putting God first. And including Christ's love in our plan. So as we relax with our palms up, I encourage you again to engage with those nodes in your body. Imagining the movement of lymph fluids around your body, including especially the flow of blood. We practiced a lot of inversions today, allowing gravity to assist in lymph flow. We practiced a lot of seated twist to gently compress and release lymphatic tissue. And by manually stimulating the lymphatic system, we've increased our carrying capacity of the lymph system, allowing it to process up to 10 times more fluid than normal. So congratulate yourself, you did it. You can put your hands here on your stomach, feeling your breath. As we silently pray together, again, uplifting any parts of our body that we've connected to tonight or noticed any tension in. We're uplifting parts of our life. Any plans that we may have. And together filling those parts with love and light. Imagining that flow of energy as Christ, moving within and around us. As we finish our practice tonight, I encourage you to close your eyes as we pray silently for just a moment. Let's share this moment of mindfulness together with a breath. Beautiful. So from here, you're welcome to stay in Savasana. You're